yo, I'm hurting. Like, this shit is it's not easy, you know. I just had the slowest day at work, and it's really starting to get to me now, y'all. Like, I'm trying to stay positive, but I'm sitting at the gas station waiting on my brother and my son because he's coming to pump my gas for me. I'm 3 miles to E, so I couldn't make it to him. And it's just like, I miss small stuff like having a man to make sure like my gas was filled or taking my car for me. Like, I don't even get car washes. I bought myself some flowers last night, y'all. They didn't even fill out the vase. Like, I want a man to go buy me flowers. Like, just all the things that, you know, I miss about being in a relationship. I miss having somebody to talk to. I miss having somebody to go out with. I miss cuddling. I miss sleeping with somebody. I miss having somebody to check up on, like make sure they're okay. You ate today, you okay? Like, let me feed you, let me take care of you. And I miss having that same thing for myself. Like, I just miss having a man in my life, like a real man. And then I feel like guys be wondering why I don't want to talk to them and stuff, because I feel like these guys literally watch me go to work and bust my ass, you know, 4, 5, 6 days a week, turn around, get right off, jump back into mommy mode, do it again day after day, and don't offer me, you know, no type of relief, no type of peace. Just want a piece of pee. Why do y'all think that us women work so hard just for y'all to come and just, well, I got a pee for you? I don't need that. I don't want it. Like, I'm okay. So I know I just said I miss having a man, but then stuff like that turns me off. God, I know you're making me wait for a special reason, so I'm not even gonna trip.
Gentlemen, here we have a single mother who still wants romance from men. You know, why aren't men doing things for me anymore? You know, why can't I find a guy to get me flowers, to fill up my gas, to make sure I'm okay, to talk with me all day, to do things with me? Why can I not find a man anymore? Now, here's the thing, gentlemen. This woman, she could find a man. She absolutely could. But the thing is, you know, all it takes is one taste of Chad, just one little morsel of Chad, and she'll never go back to dating a quote-unquote average man again. You see, these girls who go out here and date guys and they have lots of relationships and they go from guy to guy, if you can even call them relationships, what ends up happening, gentlemen, is they don't want to quote-unquote settle anymore. They feel as though they're deserving of the dudes at the top because they got his attention for 20 minutes on a Tuesday early morning hours, right? And so a lot of these girls, they're single, and make no mistake, guys, it's by choice. It's 100% by choice, but these girls, in their mind, they can never go back to having any quote-unquote less than what they had, right? So this, you know, this child who's going to grow up in this woman's care, he or she is going to be worse off because they're not going to have a stable father in their life, you know? And the thing about that is, guys, is as this stuff continues to get, you know, to get pushed more and more in society, we're going to see more and more of this crap happen. But guys, don't feel any sympathy from this woman at all, for her, excuse me, because the thing is, guys, is it's all entirely self-inflicted. The rest of the guys, she's just perfectly okay out here using them for their attention, their time, their money, whatever else, guys. In the meantime, she's still got her eyes out there looking for Chad. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And on today's show, guys, we're going to be talking about the absolute clownery that is single mothers, okay? Now, before we jump in, guys, we're going to be addressing today's Patreon question sent in by A. I'm going to be hiding people's names for this, guys, because, you know, just the internet and privacy and whatnot. If you ask a question, just let me know and I will shout out your name if you really want to. But today's Patreon question, guys, is how do you know if a girl or a person is just using you for attention? And this was sent in by A, because the thing is, guys, is a lot of people are getting used for their attention. And when I say a lot of people, I specifically mean men. Okay, I don't think a lot of guys seem to have the understanding that your attention, your time should not be free. And girls will be, they'll be happy to slurp it all up, guys, right? And this is how you get situations where a dude's like, oh, you know, I've been texting this girl for so long, but she just refuses to meet up with me. You know, she's always busy, right? She's always got something going on. Guys, just, if you're a dude and you're choosing to go out here dating, right, and you're one of those guys who wants to go out and do this sort of stuff, okay, please understand that people are going to waste your damn time. Okay, and they're going to waste your time by default. The way you figure it out, guys, is you just be direct. If you get an answer that is anything but yes, save your time. Okay, just save your time, guys, because these girls will waste it. So, gentlemen, I'd like you guys to leave your thoughts and your comments as well to today's Patreon question. And without further ado, gentlemen, we're going to be jumping into some more TikToks for today. And we're also going to be taking a look at an article, gentlemen, of a single mother who has gotten herself into quite the situation of student loan debt, and she cannot get out anymore. So, without further ado, let's jump into some more of these TikToks before we jump into that article.
I'm not sure why every time I get the slightest bit inconvenienced, bored, sad, really anything, I decide to go to TJ Maxx and spend an ungodly amount of money.
Yeah, it's because you can't be happy with yourself. Right, guys, I'm telling you, these girls, they can't sit still, man. It's all about like, what's on my phone? How many likes have I got? Has this guy messaged me back yet? Right, it's really sad, to be honest with you. A lot of them cannot function in society. I mean, that first girl that we looked at, right, couldn't even fill up her gas. Like, she couldn't fill up her gas. She wouldn't go through car washes, crap like that. A lot of them cannot function without a man, guys, or without something, that's just immediately grabbing their attention. And truth be told, guys, that's why a lot of these women are attracted to nothing but pure toxicity. Quote unquote toxicity, by the way.
It's the damnedest thing, but I don't think I've ever given a man an accurate body count. I don't see the point. Are they the census? Are they the census takers? Why do they need to know my population? And also, shouldn't you just be grateful? Like,
what?
Nobody moves into the Taj Mahal and then complains about the former owners. They've moved out. The cleaning crew has come. Why do you care?
Madam, you are not the Taj Mahal, okay? The Taj Mahal does not just... Oh my man, this is something else, okay? Yeah, guys, just be grateful. Don't ask her any questions about her past or anything like that, guys. I'm sure it has no bearing on the future at all. But hey, you know what, guys? Let's just say hypothetically for a moment that we agree with this woman and we say, you know what? Yeah, okay, we'll just accept you no matter what your body count is. Everything's totally fine. We won't judge you at all. But hey, I'm going to lie about my income. I'm going to lie about the things that I own. I'm going to lie about my height. I'm going to lie about the relationships that I've had. Okay? Then all of a sudden it's a problem. Right? You see, these girls, they want to be able to withhold all information from you so that they can't be held accountable for anything. And to that, I say, you know what, guys? If she's going to not be held accountable, then hell, guys, if you're out there on Tinder, bump up the height. I don't care. Like, you see, this is the thing, right? Is it's rules for thee, but not for me. Right? And they get so offended. But the thing you have to remember, guys, is like, this is entirely their decisions, by the way. Like, for example, a guy cannot change his height, right? But a girl could have, she could change her body count. And when I say change, I mean avoid, right? But no, right? They don't want to be held accountable for their decisions. And guys, those things actually have an impact on your future relationships, right? They absolutely do. There are many studies that show that, the more counts, for example, you have, the more unsuccessful your marriage is going to be. And by extension, long-term relationships or relationships in general. So these girls going out here thinking it doesn't matter. Scientifically, it literally does.
Why do you care?
All I'm trying to do is just love somebody's son, but if God wants me to turn off my emotions and catch bodies like it's World War I, so be it.
At least 6 feet tall, is emotionally stable. He's got to make 6 figures for sure, has his finances in order, goes to the gym every day, knows what he wants, isn't afraid to go for that. Is he breathing? Does he have a pulse?
And this is why you leave those girls single. Okay? Look, if a girl gets to this age and she still doesn't have a man, guys, please do not let that man be you. Okay? And the reason I say that is because girls who get to this age, guys, they're damaged. Okay? And look, if they don't have a relationship by the time they are this age, notwithstanding any, bad circumstances and stuff like that, the answer is that they could have had a relationship before. But they've put it off, and now that their standards are quote-unquote lowered, now they're ready for a real man, right? Now she's 35. She's learnt all her lessons with the bad boys, guys. Now she's ready to be swept off her feet, and she just wants a real man to come along and, you know, and just be there for her. No, no, no. See, that's not how this works. Because those men who you don't want to deal with when you're 30, when you want to deal with, excuse me, when you're 35 now, what did you do to those men when you were in your 20s? Right? That's the question you've got to ask, guys, is like, a girl might give you attention when she's 35, but how would she have treated you when she was 23? Right? Very, very different story. And you see, the only difference, guys, that the only thing that's really changed is her circumstances, right? Her circumstances, and you might be more successful as well, right? So it doesn't come out of love. It doesn't come out of care. It comes out of necessity. It's really disgusting.
Pulse?
So I match with him again, and I see his profile, and it says, I believe that girls who say bro should remain single forever. So I message him, I'm like, hey, what's up, sis? And he unmatched me. So, don't really know what his game is. These men out here, I tell you, they're picky ones, you know?
I'd say his game worked pretty well, right? I mean, he filtered you out, didn't he? So, like, this girl's like, oh, you know, I don't know what his game was. As far as I'm concerned, the game worked because now he doesn't have to deal with you anymore, right? Like, that's just the way it is.
They're touchy. You know, you gotta make sure that you call them the right thing, you tuck them into bed at night, you give them a glass of warm milk. What else? What else?
I mean, how about we just settle for not being annoying, right? Like, notice how the point just flies right over her head, guys. It's like, maybe just don't be annoying. The guy wasn't asking for anything more than for you to... You see, the thing is, when she comes in and she be an annoying piece of crap, and then when the guy kicks her out, she's like, oh, you know, how come? And then she tries to blame it on something else. No, you're just annoying. Like, you're literally just a headache. See, this is what girls do. This is like similar crap when they start talking about like, oh, he doesn't want me because he's intimidated by me, or he can't handle me and crap like this. The guy can handle you. He just doesn't want to because you're a headache, right?
Do you need, boys? I mean, damn, I don't have enough time to keep up. There any men around here? If you're a man, I'm not gonna call you bro, that's for sure.
So you're wondering.
Yeah, men who respect themselves really won't deal with you for long periods of time. Right, and that's just the way it goes. Like, guys, you'll always notice, right, there's a correlation between self-respect and how much BS an individual is willing to put up with. And the thing is, the girls don't like that, right? Because a lot of guys who are successful, who are attractive, whatever, they can have quite high self-respect, so girls have to kind of shame them into doing crap, right? It's like, girls will oftentimes try and like manipulate social situations so that dudes just come along and agree with them. Right? They're like, oh, you know what? Maybe I should man up and take this single mother seriously. I've spent my entire life working for a house, working for the things that I care about, but now is the time for me to man up and, you know, take care of this single mother. You see the logical fallacy there, guys? You see where it's going wrong? Right? And that's what these girls try and do.
Why it's not a compliment when you tell us that we look better without makeup. I'll try to put this very simply. We didn't do it for you. Compliment us on the wings of our eyeliner, on the boldness of our color choices, but remember that just because you have the privilege of enjoying the artwork, that doesn't mean it was painted for you.
What did I just witness? Right? Like, okay, we're bringing back the eye rubs in the videos, guys. I'm just going to sit here for a second rubbing my eyes. That was painful. Okay, that was absolutely painful. I don't know. You see, this is the problem, right? Is you got dudes out here who will validate girls like this. So they'll think that they're just like all these fantastic things. They'll think, you know what? I'm perfect. I'm this. I'm that. And when a guy comes along and is like, yeah, no, thank you. They've got a real issue with that. Right? Guys, I say just withdraw the compliments, right? No hard eyes, none of their liking their photos, like nothing, guys. Just let them dry, okay? I don't know if you guys know this, but girls, when they get on like Instagram or like any app really that has like a liking system on it, a lot of girls in their head, they have like they rank people by the amount of likes that they get, right? And so what she'll do is she'll post a photo and she'll kind of have like a minimum requirement for the amount of likes that she gets, and if she doesn't get it, she'll take it down. Right? Try and tell me and line that up, you know, try and line that up with the fact that, oh, we don't care about how other people perceive us. Yeah? Really? So you're okay going out here getting 10 likes while the rest of your friend groups get, you know, your friend groups get like 90 to 120. No, see, they don't like that, guys. Right? So what they do is they go out here and they compete, guys. They whack on their makeup, okay? They draw on themselves and they go, you know what? I'm going to take down this picture if it doesn't get enough likes, right? And like, try and line that up for me, guys, about these girls not caring about the attention that they receive, because like let's just call it for what it is, okay? These girls must think dudes are dumb. Everybody knows it's for attention from people, right? Everybody knows that's why you get up and you put on your makeup and you do all this stuff. It's not for yourself, man. It's absolutely not. We all know that.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say this because I feel like it needs to be said. If you don't like your hot girlfriend posting hot pictures, date an ugly bitch. I'm confused.
I mean, you know, I can't really say a lot of things because we're on YouTube here, gentlemen, but this girl is not all that she thinks she is. Let me just say that, okay? And if your girl is going out here and posting spicy pictures on the internet, she's posting quote-unquote hot pictures of herself on the internet, that's not your girl at all. Mate, that's everybody's girl. I really, it's always amazing to me, like, how dudes are like, oh yeah, here's my girlfriend, you know, XYZ or whatever. And then you see her social media, it's like, bro, that's not your girlfriend. Like, that's like everybody's girlfriend. Like, if you're a random dude and you come across this woman's like Instagram or whatever, you're going to see 80 to 90% of what the dude in the relationship with the woman sees anyway, right?
Confused.
So I woke up this morning with some really good news. I was tagged in this post to be a potential sugar baby. And I mean, I was even like actually super like excited that I was even considered to be a part of this. So this guy's posting about how he wants to take these girls on trips, or, you know, spend company with him and pay them for that, and then like buy them gifts. And I'm like, oh my God, that sounds awesome. Like, I would love that. So I like woke my husband up and I'm like, hey, look at this. This is like awesome. Like, what do you think? And he's like, you're married and you have 5 kids. And I'm like, you guys fucking ruin everything. So this guy asked me to hang out with him, and he asked me to like go to his house and like hang out there, and that's it. So I feel like I deserve a little bit more than that, you know, a little bit of wine and dine, you know? Prettier than just a house visit, right?
No. And guys, like, I'm going to pull this up so you can see, by the way, my editor, he put this in. This is the same girl, right? If you guys can see by that, behind my character's hand for a second, I'm going to be quiet here. It's literally the same girl, and now she's single. And she's like, oh, what? I'm deserving of some whining and dining? No. That's not how this works, right? I love how chivalry is just expected from men at all times, no matter what. That's not how this works. Right? You see, men have things that they want in a relationship too. Okay, if you're a girl and you're out here and you've been for the streets this entire time, a dude doesn't necessarily want to have a relationship with you, much less want to wine and dine you, right? Yeah, you've been demoted to house visits because why would a guy come along and take you seriously? Like, that's the question, okay? Is the dude gonna come along and be like, you know what, let me come along, and let me make this woman my wife in the West, which, by the way, is a terrible idea. Don't get married again, right? Yeah, let me come along, I'll make this woman my wife, we're going to have some kids together. Oh, wait, she already has those. Oh, she's already been married. And let me take her out and wine and dine her. Oh, wait, you're telling me that every guy in her past literally didn't need to do that? Yeah, no. You're not worth these things.
Right? FYI, just because you're a single mom and just because you have tattoos does not mean that I'm not of value.
It does.
Oh, you don't like girls that are tatted? Take me off the roster. Take me off the roster. Yo,
That's the same woman, by the way.
I'm hurting. Like, this shit is it's not easy, you know.
I just had the slowest day at work, and it's really starting to get to me now, y'all. Like, I'm trying to stay positive, but I'm sitting at the gas station waiting on my brother and my son because he's coming to pump my gas for me. I have 3 miles to eat, so I couldn't make it to him.
So I don't really know what she said there, but I'm going to assume she's ran out of gas and the brother is coming along with her. So was the brother with her son? So the brother was looking after her son and then came to fill up gas for her? Or did the brother, like I don't know what's going on here, but the point is, this woman can't even solve her own gas issues. Okay? Like, she literally can't even fill up her own car, and now she's like, oh, I need a man, I'm a single mother, working is so difficult.
And it's just like, I miss small stuff like having a man to make sure like my gas was filled or taking my car for me. Like, I don't even get car washes. I bought myself some flowers last night, y'all. They didn't even fill out the vase. Like, I want a man to go buy me flowers. Like,
you can't make this stuff up, right? I need a man because my car is empty, because I don't want to work, and because I want someone to romance me, right? It's all about me, me, me. What can I get out of this?
just all the things that, you know, I miss about being in a relationship. I miss having somebody to talk to. I miss having somebody to go out with. I miss cuddling. I miss sleeping with somebody.
You see, she could still have those things, by the way. Like, this is the funny part about the whole story, guys, is like, these girls who will complain about their situations, it's entirely solvable, but they won't lower their quote-unquote standards because they've had a taste of Chad before, right? If a girl... And see, the thing is, she doesn't even need a relationship from Chad. She doesn't even need a relationship from that top-tier guy. She's just like, oh, I got his attention for a little bit of time, and now she feels like she's deserving of that because she had it one time.
I miss having somebody to check up on, like make sure they're okay. You ate today, you okay? Like, let me feed you, let me take care of you. And I miss having that same thing for myself. Like, I just miss having a man in my life, like a real man.
A real man, right? Notice the language, guys. It's like a guy has got to come along and he's got to take care of me. I need a real dude. Right? Why doesn't she say a man, right? She doesn't say a man or a, you know, it's like a real man, right? As if masculinity is defined by women who can't keep around men. Isn't that crazy to think about? Where you'll get these girls in their car who can't even fill up their own car correctly, and they'll be there willing to determine what masculinity means. Isn't that crazy, guys? Only in 2022, man. I swear to you. Like, you see these girls doing this stuff, and it's like, wow, really? This is like the peak of where we've arrived at. That's crazy.
And then I feel like guys be wondering why I don't want to talk to them and stuff, because I feel like these guys literally watch me go to work and bust my ass, you know, 4, 5, 6 days a week, turn around, get right off, jump back into mommy mode, do it again day after day. And don't offer me, you know, no type of relief, no type of peace. Just want a piece of pee.
And she's saying that, guys. What she's referring to here is obviously just dudes who use her for bedroom fun, right? Because what you've got to understand is what she just outlined there is the fact that she has multiple men that she sees, right, who don't commit to her and who don't give her anything. Right? Like, if you read between the lines of what she just said right there, the fact of the matter is that this woman, she's still seeing dudes, but she's upset because they only see her as bedroom fun and they don't want to offer her anything. Right? They don't want to give her anything. Yeah, no. Right? You see, this is the thing, right? Is like, where is the father of your child? Okay, that's always my question when we see this stuff, guys, is like, where is the father of your child? Where is the man that you know, the one that you entered into a relationship with on the beginning? And maybe, hey, I don't even know if she had a relationship with the dude at the start. Like, that's how messed up this stuff is today, guys. Is like, you don't even know if like these girls had a legitimate relationship with the father of the child to begin with. Guys, I got a question over on Patreon the other day. And a guy told me his story. I'm not going to mention his name for privacy reasons, obviously. But a guy asked, you know, he outlined his life situation to me, and he shared some details about like what was going on. And basically, he was telling me about a girl he saw like a few years ago hit him up again after quite a few years. I think it was like 5. And she tries to come back into his life saying, you know what, I've got a kid now, the kid is yours, blah, blah, blah. And like the first thing I thought in my head, man, was like, is this kid even this guy's? You know, like we can't even be sure in 2022 anymore, right? It's like girls will go out here, they'll have bedroom fun to the point where you can't even distinguish whether or not the kid is actually the dude's, and then dudes get shamed for wanting a paternity test. How crazy is that? Right? Like a girl like this, gentlemen, like we don't even know her relationship situations. Like, and given what she just outlined, I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't have a relationship with the dude who she had the kid with. Right? And that's just the way it goes. It's like, who the hell knows anymore? Like that guy in the Patreon question, the guy who sent me a question, like we can't even be sure if like the kid is his, right? Like he literally has to have a paternity test because Lord knows the woman isn't trustworthy. Okay, but guys, we're going to be jumping into today's article. We've taken a minute to get here. We had a few more TikToks than I expected. So I'm just going to bring up and kind of wrap up this question before we jump into the article to wrap off today's show. So once again, guys, the question is, make sure to leave your thoughts and your comments as well to A's question. How do you know if a girl or someone in general, I'll extend it to, is just using you for attention? Guys, the short answer is they'll just waste your time. They will just absolutely waste your time. It's not as if this is incredibly uncommon. People do this all of the damn time. And dudes especially are encouraged to act like this is totally normal, right? And even beyond that, dudes are encouraged to put up with it because if you don't, you're not a real man. I'm telling you, man, the default for these people is to waste your time and to use you for attention. That is the default. So what you do, guys, if you're a dude and you're out here trying to date and stuff like that, just save as much time as possible. Right, if you're really out there, you want to do that, show interest to the girls. If they say anything other than yes, you just bounce. I don't care if you block the girl. I don't care if you unfollow the girl, guys. Don't watch her stories. Don't, reply to her pictures or anything like that. Don't like us. Don't like anything, guys. Just drop it, okay? Don't waste your time. But let's jump into today's magazine article, which I should have pulled up about 15 damn minutes ago, but I'm a clown. Let's take a look. It says here, meet a single mother and adjunct professor with $430,000 in student debt. And the quote is, I'm in a hole that I'm never going to get out of. And this is written by an individual named Ayelet Sheffy. I don't know how to say that, in 2021. So, Maria, who is 48 years of age, has $430,000 in Australian, that's 614K, in student debt from advanced degrees she regrets pursuing. She had a goal to become a full-time university professor and believed a PhD would get her there. But a layoff and medical bills for her daughter's treatment caused her debt load to surge. She had a goal to become a full-time university professor. Guys, let me tell you something. My opinion of universities is not very high. In fact, I'll be honest, it's incredibly low. These are essentially indoctrination camps, okay? University, particularly the social sciences, absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. If you're going to university for medicine, for law, and stuff like that, I would argue medicine more than law. It's respectable, okay? But the thing about this is, like, you really think that this girl's going out here? What is she? She's an adjunct university professor, by the way, right? Like, no, absolutely not. So she got laid off and she has medical bills for her daughter's treatment, which, sorry to hear about that. That's genuinely a trash situation. Maria had a goal to teach at university full-time. Today, she is quote-unquote absolutely regretting pursuing that goal. While Maria's undergraduate education, which she completed in 2001, was funded through scholarships and Pell Grants, she knew more advanced degrees would give her a leg up in university teaching, especially as a woman in the industry. So she pursued a master's degree and a PhD, the latter of which took 7 years to complete. What does she pursue? I'd be interested to know what it is, right? Notice how they're leaving that out, guys, because they know that there's some little vampire man with an animated character who would roast the hell out of it. But like, it's ridiculous. Love how they leave out what degree this woman has pursued, by the way. Hilarious. It was not a decision she took lightly, and at the time she believed the commitment would be worth it. Maria, who requested her last name be withheld for privacy reasons, extensively researched the program, and its statistics for employment post-graduation looked promising. However, she was unable to land a full-time university job after graduation in 2014 and found herself unable to afford her student loan payments. Now, at 48 years old, Maria's student loan balance is US $430,000, all from her advanced degrees, per documents reviewed by Insider. I'll probably be paying it off for the rest of my life, she told Insider. I hate to say it this way, and it's morbid, but I'll probably pass still owing student loans. It's been no easy road for Maria since she attained her degrees. At the end of 2015, Maria lost her first job in human resources and could not make payments on her student loan debt. In 2018, her daughter was diagnosed with leukemia, and a large portion of her income went to that medical treatment, causing her to defer her loans while interest on them continued to grow. As a full-time human resources representative and part-time adjunct professor in Michigan, Maria now makes a 5-figure salary while supporting her 15-year-old daughter on her own, with very minimal child support from her father. She doesn't see a future that doesn't include student loan debt. It's like I'm in a hole. I feel like I'm in a hole that I'm just never going to get out of. Guys, we might return to this in a second. But, you know, for those people, it's always strange to me how people will be like, you know what, I'm so intelligent because I have a degree, right? I have a degree, so that makes me above other people, right? You see all these womanists out here on TikTok talking about like, oh, I have a degree in psychology, so I know what I'm talking about. And they have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. Right, it's all just completely biased information. Guys, there was a study, right, a couple of days ago. The video went quite well. We looked at it was a woman, basically, it was a few days ago, so you guys can go find it if you want. It was on a woman saying that there was a gender pay gap in some medical fields, right? And she brought up her study and she was like, oh, you know, they controlled for the amount of hours worked and the type of position that it was. And guys, I went and looked at the methodology, okay? It does not control for perhaps how good someone is at the particular job, right? We didn't control for that. Also, the fact that everything in the study was entirely self-reported, so it wasn't taken out of the company. Like, these girls will try and just like throw studies and be like, you know what? I know what I'm talking about because I have a degree, or I know what I'm talking about because I read the methodology. You didn't understand crap. Right? You did not understand a thing, right? Because the thing is, guys, is like, even if you control, for example, for hours worked and the type of position, I mean, do you control for how much the people charge, how efficient the people are at the job, right? Because dudes who, flood fields more than women, the ones that tend to be chosen tend to be significantly more efficient at their job, but nobody wants to talk about that, right? Nobody wants to talk about these things, guys. It's all like, I know what I'm talking about because I have a degree. I know what I'm talking about because I have the methodology, even though I couldn't read the damn thing. But here we are. Let's continue with the article and see what else we have to say here. If I can pull up the right damn screen. Let's take a look. My daughter's medical bills are much more important to me. If Maria could have a do-over, she would have never gotten her PhD. Although she said she prepared herself as best as she could for the financial toll it would take, there was no way she could have anticipated a layoff or the medical bills for her daughter. Of her total student loan debt, more than $70,000 US is interest that accumulated while her student loan payments were on hold, during which she cashed out her 401k and lived on unemployment benefits. Guys, this entire individual's life, has been funded by people with actual jobs, right? So like, truck drivers, plumbers, guys, you know what, gentlemen, this woman's life has been funded for by you, right? Guys, like, who do you think pays for these universities, by the way? I know in Australia, for example, right? All of these programs, these social programs, these social sciences or whatever, these are paid for by the taxpayer, right? They're not paid for by the people who, not at all. Right? You got these people out here, literally, they'll take a university course, right? Where during that time they get on student loans or whatever to be able to live through that. And then they get to the end of it after years of soaking up taxpayer money, okay? They get to the end of it, they realize that there's no job at the end of it, which they could have found out if they researched properly or just had any common sense. There's no job at the end of it. So what do, guys? They go on unemployment benefits where you have to continue paying for their life. Isn't that insane? Obviously, paying my daughter's medical bills are much more important to me, Maria said, but she wishes her student loan debt company had given her more assistance to control her growing debt load. Maria even filed for bankruptcy in 2018, but despite the extreme financial hardship she was under, she was not successful in discharging her loans. Since she is an adjunct professor, Maria does not work enough hours to qualify for the Public Service Loan Forgiveness PSLF program, which forgives student debt for public servants like teachers after 10 years of qualifying payments. She has worked in HR for a non-profit which qualifies for the program for nearly a decade, but her $0 US payments in 2015 while she was unemployed did not count towards her PSLF progress, even though federal student aid wrote on its website that they should qualify. Gentlemen, don't date single mothers, okay? Especially the ones with, you know what, guys? No, just don't date single mothers. I think we're going to leave it there. As always, guys, thoughts and comments below. Make sure you share your thoughts on some of the things we covered today. And as always, gentlemen, make sure you take care of yourselves. And I'll be seeing you boys in the next one. Peace. Yo, what is going on, guys? Past Taylor here. Just want to say thank you if you made it to the end of today's video. With that being said, make sure you go and show some love to the editor of today's video, guys. You can find free Apple Watch wallpapers over on his website, www.applewatchfaces.io. Make sure you head over there, guys, and bookmark the tab to show some support for your boy. He's gone through the blood, sweat, and tears of putting together today's video, guys, so make sure to go and show him some support for what he has endured today. Take it easy, guys, and peace for real this time.